This is why I really like Chris, because it's for the children. For the children! They're the only ones really suffering and all this stuff. So I'm going to let it play a little more because I'm going to weave them together. Because I say so as well.
Simply because of that. So if you are like me, and you see the pattern, you are empowered to influence, right? And so I guess that means when it comes to you, when it's personal, you look for something else. And you involve yourself in something else, not what is personal to you. And again, it sounds absurd, but I know that this is going to work, right? I know it's going to work. There is simply too many consequences for not releasing the child hostages. It's too much. And it's so simple to release the child hostages. It's not many of them. It's the few, right? But the consequences are big, right? And we'll see, right? Okay. I guess that's all. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Y'all remember them behind this screen of...
Hello. So I did 2 short.
Don't understand what is behind this screen of stories and images and songs.
I've been looking for this. Thank you, Fractal.
The following is a conversation with Yuval Noah Harari, a historian, philosopher, and author of several highly acclaimed, highly influential books, including Sapiens, Homo Deus, and 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. He is also an outspoken critic of Benjamin Netanyahu and the current right-wing government in Israel. So while much of this conversation is about the history and future of human civilization, we also discuss the political turmoil of present-day Israel, providing a different perspective from that of my recent conversation with Benjamin Netanyahu. This is the Lex Friedman Podcast. To support it, please check out our sponsors in the description. And now, dear friends, here's Yuval Noah Harari. 13.8 billion years ago is the origin of our universe. 3.8 billion years ago is the origin of life here on our little planet, the one we call Earth. Let's say 200,000 years ago is the appearance of early Homo sapiens. So let me ask you this question. How rare are these events in the vastness of space and time? Or put it in a more fun way, how many intelligent alien civilizations do you think are out there in this universe? Us being one of them.
I suppose there should be some statistically, but we don't have any evidence. But I do think that, intelligence in any way, it's a bit overvalued. We are the most intelligent entities on this planet, and look what we're doing. So intelligence also tends to be self-destructive, which implies that if there are or were intelligent life forms elsewhere, maybe they don't survive for long.
So you think there's a tension between happiness and intelligence?
Absolutely. Intelligence is definitely not something that is directed towards amplifying happiness. I would also emphasize the huge difference between intelligence and consciousness, which many people, certainly in the tech industry and in the AI industry, tend to miss. Intelligence is simply the ability to solve problems, to attain goals, and to win a chess, to win a struggle for survival, to win a war, to drive a car, to diagnose a disease. This is intelligence. Consciousness is the ability to feel things like pain and pleasure and love and hate. In humans and other animals, intelligence and consciousness go together. They go hand in hand, which is why we confuse them. We solve problems, we attain goals by having feelings. But other types of intelligence, certainly in computers are already highly intelligent, and as far as we know, they have zero consciousness. When a computer beats you at chess or Go or whatever, it doesn't feel happy. If it loses, it doesn't feel sad. And there could be also other highly intelligent entities out there in the universe that have zero consciousness. And I think that consciousness is far more important and valuable than intelligence.
Can you zoom in on the case that consciousness and intelligence are intricately connected? So not just in humans, but anywhere else. They have to go hand in hand. Is it possible for you to imagine such a universe?
It could be, but we don't know yet. Again, we have examples, certainly we know of examples of high intelligence without consciousness. Computers are one example. As far as we know, plants are not conscious, yet they are intelligent. They can solve problems, they can attain goals in very sophisticated ways. The other way around, to have consciousness without any intelligence, this is probably impossible. But to have intelligence without consciousness, yes, that's possible. A bigger question is whether any of that is tied to organic biochemistry. We know on this planet only about carbon-based life forms. Whether you're an amoeba, a dinosaur, a tree, a human being, you are based on organic biochemistry. Is there an essential connection between organic biochemistry and consciousness? Do all conscious entities everywhere in the universe or in the future on planet Earth have to be based on carbon? Is there something so special about carbon as an element that an entity based on silicon will never be conscious? I don't know, maybe. But again, this is a key question about computer and computer consciousness. That can computers eventually become conscious even though they are not organic? The jury is still out on that. I don't know. I mean, we have to take both options into account.
Well, a big part of that is, do you think we humans would be able to detect other intelligent beings, other conscious beings? Another way to ask that, is it possible that the aliens are already here and we don't see them? Meaning, are we very human-centric in our understanding of, one, the definition of life, two, the definition of intelligence, and three, the definition of consciousness?
The aliens are here, they are just not from outer space. AI, which usually stands for artificial intelligence, I think it stands for alien intelligence, because AI is an alien type of intelligence. It solves problems, attains goals in a very, very different way, in an alien way from human beings. Hey, I'm not implying that AI came from outer space. It came from Silicon Valley, but it is alien to us. If there are alien intelligent or conscious entities that came from outer space already here, I've not seen any evidence for it. It's not impossible, but in science, evidence is everything.
Well, I mean, I guess instructive there's...
So what you will see now is that I have removed Harari from his words. His words remain at the bottom. Now I'm going to insert myself as a plant, not an Oliver tree. Not an Oliver tree, don't worry. Just a plant. I thought maybe a tree, but then I settled with sunflower.
Be the tree.
I'm going to go with sunflower.
No.
To connect correctly.
I don't know it to be.
All I have to do is evade these people that think they're smart and that's the most easiest thing to do for me, of course. And then the rest is going to be history. He doesn't think the plants are conscious? Is that what he said? That's what he said. That's what I heard. He didn't think that they were conscious. I have to remove this guy. I did hear later on what he said. It was some bizarrely fucked up, whacked out shit. And I directly connect him. to the ignorance that is dangerously harming children. Because I'm not political anymore. Not the same way. I'm not. I can see through their games, and I don't like it. What pisses me off is that those children suffer. That the children suffer. So now they suffer. They will suffer. They will have to release them. The consequences will be too outrageous for them to just play the same old games. We're not playing the same old games anymore. We're not going to do that anymore. I don't want to do it. Sunflower disagrees. Secret Life of Plants. If you want to know how smart plants are, how consciouser they are than you. Consciousness, more. They outrank us. Trees outrank you. Be advised. Be advised.
In the universe vibrates on a specific wavelength, and that these wavelengths can be manipulated. For example, repeating a specific incantation, mantra, over and over can enable an individual to reattune his or her resonance to the intention and power of the specific mantra. Some mantras are designed to empower an individual with specific supernatural powers. Other mantras are designed to invoke the specific energies of celestial deities or other spirit entities. Still other mantras are designed to activate the individual's chakras and initiate or release powerful energetic states. It is important to remember that when creating any sacred sound, mantra, your body acts as a conduit and energetic vessel. The sacred sound is not really coming from you, but is being released through you. Spirit spell incantations. In ancient China, the term spirit spell, shenju, referred to an energetic and spiritual pattern or state that could be initiated by reciting the proper incantation of specific magical spells, prayer incantations. Sound incantation training was divided into audible, yang, and inaudible, yin, practices, which were further subdivided into vocalized, nasalized, mental, and telepathic methods of training, figure 1.44. In between the audible, yang, and inaudible, yin, methods of sound resonation is the sub-audible method of sound resonation. When practicing sound emission in the form of an incantation or magical spell, the Taoist adept can exhale the tone either audibly, jing, sub-audibly, qi, or inaudibly, shen. The decision to use either audible, sub-audible, or inaudible incantations will depend on the specific sound or phrase, and the individual's intended goal. There are several ways that an incantation can be utilized as a means of protecting the Taoist mystic. Two of the more popular techniques used for the energetic and spiritual protection of the physical body are the single sound incantations and multiple sound incantations, described as follows. Single resonance incantations. One advanced way of spiritual protection is to fill the mystic's Wei Qi field with a particular incantation consisting of a divine sound or phrase and allow it to repel any and all incoming destructive negative energetic attacks. This technique works especially well against dark sorcery and psychic attacks coming from ritualistic hexes. In ancient China, this technique was known as using a divine energetic sound to combat a negative, destructive energetic sound. Begin by performing the 1 to 10 meditation and 3 invocations. After performing the 3rd invocation, focus the mind's attention on gathering the divine healing light into the lower dantian. Imagine and feel the divine light energizing the physical body, energetic body, and spiritual body. Hold this image until you feel all 3 bodies completely full of the divine healing light. Next, reconnect with the divine and imagine 65. Back of, tilde, J, A. Throat, dantia, yellow. Cord plus, -1 plus. Divine light, lower dantian. Figure 1.45. The Taoist mystic directs the energy of the lower dantian Oi into his palm and imagines 66. Creating a ball of divine healing white light. Creating an energy ball between the hands. Both hands are to be positioned facing each other, with the base of the palms roughly located at the height of the middle of the chest and the fingers pointing upwards, figure 1.45. Create a talisman at the roof of the mouth with the tongue. As the tongue draws the talisman on the soft palate, begin to chant the incantation in your mind that you wish to use for generating divine power and sacred protection. It is important to have a powerful emotional connection to the specific incantation or phrase used for spiritual protection. By emotionally focusing on the incantation's specific energetic and spiritual powers, the mystic ensures a powerful fusion of Qi and Shen. As you inhale, imagine divine light flowing in through the nose, stimulating and energizing the talisman, the image of which is now drawn on the top of the mouth at the upper. Figure 1.46. Fill the Wei-Oi field with a particular mantra and allow it to repel any incoming destructive negative energy. Soft palate. While continuing to inhale, imagine pulling the energetic and spiritual power of the talisman into the chest, heart, and middle dantian area. Begin to connect and fuse the energetic and spiritual powers of the specific incantation with the energetic and spiritual powers of the 5 yin organs, specifically the 5 prenatal virtuous energies emanating within the Wu Jing Shen, i.e., compassion from the Hun and liver, peace and order from the Yuan Shen and heart, integrity from the Po and lungs, trust and truthfulness from the Yi and spleen, and willpower and wisdom from the Ji and kidneys. After combining and fusing the spiritual and energetic power of the incantation with the spiritual and energetic power of the Wu Jing Shen and 5 internal organs, focus your attention on bringing the divine light up from the lower dantian into the middle dantian.